Welcome, fellow gamers, to the Couch Co-op Podcast, the ultimate destination for all things gaming. Secure your spot on the couch and get ready for a gaming extravaganza. First up, we have our resident beer expert, Lord Beerstro, who will tantalize our taste buds with his latest craft beer head-to-head competition. Will Waldo finally be toppled over? Was there more than one vote casted in the Spotify poll? We'll find out. But we're not stopping there. Ian will be taking the stage to share his pick for the best non-alcoholic beer to keep you refreshed and focused during those intense gaming sessions. Next on our agenda is a highly anticipated PlayStation Showcase. We'll be breaking down all exciting announcements, jaw-dropping trailers, and mind-blowing surprises. Get ready to unleash your inner fanboy, fangirl, or fan non-binary. And finally, the main event of the evening, our in-depth review of GOW Ragnarok. We'll dive into the epic world of Kratos and Atreus, discussing the gameplay, story, and jaw-dropping moments that make this game a must-play. So get comfy, grab your controller, and hope that this cold intro was less than a minute for Jared's sake. The Couch Co-op Podcast starts now! Couch Co-op! Couch Co-op! Couch Co-op!
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest and only video game and beer podcast in the world. Find us on social media platforms at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word, no hyphen. You can find our podcast on all major platforms. And I happen to fix Google Podcasts. So you can find us on Google again! Because they fucked up. And
nice work.
Fuck those guys. I don't know what Google's doing over there, but they fucked that shit up. Anyway, if you want to watch us on video, like see our beautiful faces, head over to youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where you can find all our episodes in beautiful glory and all our other episodes like Milkman and Reverend and our new JCVD and Couch Co-op shows. It's like great. And I'm working on in regards to Nick. Nick and I did a new Couch Co-op that's coming soon.
Oh man!
Oh my god, it's so much work.
Exciting.
But I promise it'll be worth it. I promise it'll be funny and worth it. Anyway, we also stream our show live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like we are right now on twitch.tv/The Couch Co-op Show. Come jump in the chat. You can ask us questions. We will engage with you. And you can ask us anything. It's like a AMA live every Sunday night. I'm Ian. Wait, I fucking skipped a line. No, I'm good. No, that's right.
Hey, John, I'm going to time that.
John,
blah,
blah, blah, blah. I'm Ian, and I have Jared, Nick, Dave, JPK here on the show, on the couch tonight with me. I love you guys. John, that was an inspired opening. I love you dipping your nuts in Jared's face. How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
I'm about 4 vodka crayons deep and starting my first beer.
Vodka? What are you doing tonight, Jared?
Vodka crayons?
Yeah, I had to empty my fridge, and I had a bottle of crayon that was almost gone.
Are you celebrating Memorial Day, or is like you're just like fucking?
Just because.
Oh,
he does sound kind of drunk, doesn't he?
I don't feel drunk. I feel a little more happy. But
Jared's gonna get feisty. Buckle in.
Yeah, let's see how many beers I have.
It's gonna be a long night, boys. Nick DeWin, how you been? I saw you put up a screen door.
Shut the screen door.
I think you muted yourself. I can't hear you.
Yeah. I don't hear you, Nick. But yeah, storm door is a necessity.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, I mute myself for the cold open, the intro, and I just forgot to put it back on.
You don't have to mute it. You just have to be fucking quiet.
No. Well, I do just in case like some random noise occurs.
Just rip a big fart.
But
yeah, belch.
Yes, that's it. Or cough or sneeze or laugh at
So
You are the Lord. You can do what you wish.
Yeah.
Well, I wish to be. I wish to be considerate.
But you had a good weekend. You having a good weekend so far? I mean, we're in the middle of the weekend.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Weekday
there's some of
weekends,
us here
really.
that don't have 3-day weekends with Mondays off, anyways.
well,
So
You
Yeah,
guys
I know.
always have
it's
Mondays
just
off.
a normal weekend in Nick and I.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Dave, how
So
about
it's
you?
just like, whatever.
Nothing different.
I am good. I'm not done anything of any great import. Just read some books and
Oh, what are you
watched some
reading?
movies. I'm reading the Expanse books. I'm on book
yeah.
number 3.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
I think there's like 10 or 13 of them now as well.
Oh,
I
dang.
don't. There's a ton of them, and they're 500 pages each. I mean, they're good. It's just a lot to read.
A lot of girth.
Cool.
Yep.
JPK, how you feeling? Just laid back. How come the TV's not in the background this time? Did you switch everything around again?
No, I just wasn't. I wasn't too happy with the TV. I would have to mess with my setup more with the TV approach. It was just more of an experiment.
Your
I
camera
liked it.
is a little higher and pointing down very far, it seems.
Yeah, I got a little stand for my laptop.
Yeah.
I
gotcha.
think he's also like relaxed.
He's pretty chill in
into
his
the
chair there.
Yeah.
He's
I
loving
know.
that chair.
Either that or it's a very big chair, and he's.
We're like
from-
down to an hour and a half for these podcasts, so I gotta get comfortable.
Yeah, get cozy.
Hour and a half. We're like, I think most of them are like an hour and 50 minutes at this point. What are
Yeah,
you talking
they've
about?
been pretty long.
Well,
That's all right.
if you count the pre and post show,
Ooh.
If you get bored, you can just move
Hey,
on to the next one.
You
That's
can
cool.
bail at any time like Aaron. You can tap out. You know, we
Or
won't
fall asleep.
we won't judge you.
Except for when we do.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron only spends time with his wife, so I don't know why he's spending time with his wife tonight, unlike any other time. But hey, that's just me judging him.
maybe they should do a podcast.
I mean, who knows?
Ian is an asshole podcast. All right, well, let's kick it off, right? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Talk about things and
Let's
stuff.
start and do and things, but we're gonna kick it off. Hey guys, if you've never been to our podcast before, we talk about video games. I promise you, we talk about video games. Oh, Lord Beerstro testing. Anyway, but we kick it off with some beer because we like beer. So
We got to keep
we're
the old
adults.
vocal cords in tune.
yeah, moist and flavorful, and so Lord
Keep our thoughts
Beerstro.
lubricated.
There was only one vote. I believe it was for Waldo, but we only got one vote last week.
I think that was my vote.
There, John voted for Waldo. So the 90-minute lost. But we already knew that because in the show, Beerstro picked the Waldo. So what is Waldo going up against tonight?
Yeah.
I believe it was advice that I took from Dave, and so I got some hot venom.
Oh my
Ooh,
god! Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Ooh.
It's like a couch
Good
co-op
Yeah.
Couch co-hop
So-
contender.
There you go.
So
Jared, thank you.
I'm not sure if I mentioned it last week at all, but I really thought it though. I was going to try and find Notorious, but I think I might be a little too late for that because
I thought about that as well. Like after the fact, I thought Notorious might be the.
Is Notorious
But
Brick House too, or Brick
It's Boneyard.
Boneyard?
Boneyard? I mean, sorry.
yeah, it would be more of a.
Is that
I
a
guess,
triple,
Kind
though?
of like a.
Yep,
It
it's
is.
11%. The only place that
Mhm.
consistently has it that I found is that is a liquor store and beer store just across the bridge in Oregon City, Milwaukee.
But
when you
Waldo
go
isn't a triple, is it?
99.
Oh, where like the old bowling alley used to be.
Yes, yeah,
Oh, that closed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, in Gladstone.
yeah. That that
Gladstone Lane
liquor
S.
store. Yeah.
That's for Justin.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gosh, yeah.
Waldo isn't a triple though; it's just a double, right?
No, it's a triple.
Oh, is it a triple?
It's 11 something, isn't it?
I know it's 11
Special-
something, but is it a triple? Oh, it is a triple IPA.
Triple.
Oh, so we're sending up a snake against a fucking. For some reason, I thought it was just a double.
Mm.
Oh boy.
You got
you
this,
should-
Waldo.
You should have come up.
You got this.
You should have come up to here and get one of the fucking glowed up triple IPAs. That would have from Trapdoor.
Well, if Waldo survives this round, then maybe
Well,
maybe we're gonna have to start sending specialty beers its way. All right.
Well, I mean, you can still save one for me anyway.
Yeah. Which one are
Maybe
you gonna?
he just gets bored of triple IPAs and something else will triumph over it.
Maybe. Which one
Yeah.
Which one are we starting with tonight, Nick?
Holy shit!
We're starting
John.
with the Challenger.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Nice.
Pop it. Let's see it. Let's hear it. Let's taste it.
Is this
I
one
don't know. I'm
fresh?
watching John taste his.
It's like a
His-
4-gallon water container next to it. Thing's bigger than his head.
It's just Kool-Aid. It's
Yeah,
just like
it's
grape.
just-
It's just grape Kool-Aid. Look at him.
I'm
He's
thinking
he's
maybe
a
John
child.
shrunk between last
Yeah,
week and this week,
That's
and everything
right.
just looks bigger, like the chair.
I think he's drinking up the rest of Lake Mead.
Oh yeah, for real.
That's like the last of it. Now it's.
It's
Oh,
delicious.
waiting on me.
Just
Here's the first sip. Well,
Intro-
second sip, and
initial thoughts.
How about an opinion?
I mean, they aren't initial thoughts because I've had this beer
That's a lot of M's.
lots of times.
Yeah, I know, but it's an
Um,
initial thought when you take that first sip. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that sucked.
Does it make
Yep.
you yearn for Waldo?
No, it does not. It makes me yearn for more.
Do you remember your
think-
thoughts about Waldo from last week?
Can a double
No, I
IPA
drank those
destroy?
away.
Can a double IPA destroy a triple IPA? This is
I
what's
mean-
happening tonight.
I think just by tasting this, I already know how things are going to go.
Oh
but,
no, I'm curious. I don't know, but you know what? I don't know how it's gonna go.
No.
Well, yeah, it's for me to know and you guys to find out later.
Is this one out of code?
No,
No, it's not. It's
it should not be.
It's 419.23.
Fucking Deschutes
right.
is making and bottling this shit on the fucking
Mhm.
stamper, dude. This
Nice.
That's-
Boneyard
and that's why I
is
put
not
it in the
making
Deschutes glass.
skanky. They're not
Hey.
making skanky beer.
Okay. All right. Moving
All
on.
right, let's move on. Yeah, so last week, PlayStation had their big showcase. All the games they have, not all the games.
Lots of games.
Lots
yeah.
of games, but not all the games. There was a lot of games that supposedly were not shown for various reasons. But we don't usually do a lot of news talk, but I felt this was kind of important just because I have some thoughts about it, but I was curious.
Well, and we're
Was
pretty
Jared the
PlayStation centric.
Was Jared the only guy that watched the showcase?
Well, yeah, I didn't.
Yes.
Do you guys not watch any
Yeah,
of it? You didn't watch any of the trailers or any of the... You guys, this is
I only
homework.
found out about it the next day.
I watched a little bit, but not much.
I think with the state of gaming now, I'll wait till it comes out to see what happens.
All right,
John
so we
doesn't-
need to pause recording and resume in about an hour and 20 minutes.
No,
So
no,
they can...
no. So I had hoped that you at least had watched some trailers of the games that were announced that you were interested in, but I guess not. That's cool. I didn't expect you guys to watch the entire showcase, but I just thought certain games you'd be interested in check out. It's cool you didn't. It's fine. It's easier than playing a game for a couple hours, But that's cool. I get it. Only Couch Co-op Show, the only most important video game podcast for every gamer out there. That's why we're getting hit so hard. Anyway.
Well, I know there's at least one that Dave will be really excited for, maybe at least interested in.
There is one trailer I watched. Anyway, we'll talk about it.
So mostly everyone after the showcase was let down. Everyone was pissed off that Sony didn't show enough. And that they let, and so my question to you is gamers are too fucking entitled right now.
Yeah.
They expect everything, and then they want you to see. They want to see everything, and they want to know everything. And it's dude, do you remember back in the day when you were a kid and you're playing Nintendo games and oh, you got teased something and it didn't come out? And it's this one thing. I don't know. I just feel
yeah, you had the magazine and they showed 2 screenshots of a game that was coming, and that
in
was
2
Yeah,
years.
and you're whoa, and you hold on to that magazine.
hold
keep
on to that
flicking
forever.
back to that page.
And then maybe that game never came out. I feel
Yeah.
nowadays, because the whole position of everything has shifted, gamers are just so fucking entitled And it's
Capital
like,
G gamers.
so like when a showcase doesn't deliver in a certain way, they're like pissed off, and it's just like, get fucked, dude. You're not running the company. Like Sony clearly has to like Spider-Man 2 is their next massive game. Why are they going to show any other games, first party games?
You're going to spend a lot of time on the big game, and yeah.
And it's like everyone seeing gameplay to Spider-Man 2 for the first time is a fucking letdown. Like these fucking gaming outlets.
Well, that was the one I watched.
Yeah, but they're all like, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I was like, man, this looks great.
I had no problems with it.
It's amazing to me where we are right now and the amount of like just expectation that everyone thinks they deserve to know everything that's going on at every moment. And it's like, listen,
you don't deserve shit.
Right. 100%, Jared. And it's like Sony still has to like be careful because even though Xbox is not doing well, they have their big Spider-Man game, and then Xbox has Starfield coming out. If Starfield tanks, then Sony's fine. But if Starfield is a massive hit, then Sony needs the next week drop their next big game to like sync that. You know what I mean? It's a strategic thing, and I feel like gamers they just want everything now, and it's just like there's an economical money platform thing going on here that I was totally fine with the whole showcase. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought there was a lot of great games. I thought the new Bungie game. I mean, I know none of you guys are gonna play the new Bungie game, but I'm crazy excited for it. Yeah. It looks fucking sick looking. Like the design of it is fucking sick. And
have you seen the marathon game, the original marathon?
I never saw the original.
I did look it up on the Mac one,
Apple.
but like it has nothing to do with this new version.
No, but I've seen there's a YouTuber who did review on the original marathon games, and they were interesting looking to see.
But they were also single player games. Like this one is like a multiplayer. Yeah, it's like a totally. But just that trailer, just the design of it, and the music, and just how it was. It's like
super
it's
cool.
So sick, man. Like if there's any of that in the game, I'm in, dude. Just like that kind of sick design. Like
it's worth watching the trailer. It is.
Like that's kind of the shit that will draw me to a game now.
It kind of reminded me a bit of Guardians of the Galaxy, like in the design, like that kind of clean futuristic look.
Yeah, very clean in certain things, and then just like a lot of like hot neon colors.
Yeah, very bright colors.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys, Jared? Did you have games that you were like super excited for aside from those two? Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, just kind of starting from the early end of it. Dave probably watched the Helldivers 2 trailer.
I didn't actually see the Helldivers 2 trailer.
Helldivers 2, but it's going to be third person this time.
I was super excited about that.
Screenshots. I didn't actually watch.
We played that a bit, the original one, Couch Co-op, and now it's going to be third person. It's like instead of the kind of like Diablo, isometric,
And before the Helldivers splash screen showed up, I was thinking, is this Starship Troopers or something?
Oh, at the very beginning.
Yeah, the very beginning, the intro stuff really reminded me of Starship Troopers. I'm like, is this really an awesome looking Starship Troopers game?
It was being
Helldivers 2. It's super cool.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I mean, because it's been so long. Like Helldivers 1 came out like early PS4, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they moved the camera.
That's probably the most surprising part. That it's not.
Because I would have been okay with Helldivers 2 in the same camera. I would have been totally fine with that.
Yeah,
it's a cool
Diablo
game.
Keeps doing the same camera. Why can't they?
Fucking hard ass game.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really challenging. I feel third person's still going to be challenging, but you can see a little more in front of you. But I mean, I feel that it's just going to be a giant catastrophe. You have to wear headphones so you can hear where things are coming from.
I feel like I switched the camera position. I think that will just get them more players, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I think I would be more engaged to play it as third person versus the isometric camera view. So I'm excited for it, actually. Whereas the
Yeah.
first one, I played it once in a while with you guys, but like I'd probably be more interested in playing it now that it's third person.
Yeah, I'm all about that. That sounds interesting.
I think in relation to what you were saying about like people being disappointed with it, is we forget as well now. It's like it's very hard to have that much new stuff in any kind of briefing because stuff drips out all the time. It's like a steady. It's not a week goes by without a new gameplay trailer or reveal for something or other. So it's kind of like we don't realize it when we see these things, and it's like, oh yeah, I've seen a little bit of that before. It's very hard to have like so many good surprises in one hour that haven't been leaked elsewhere.
Or they leak,
Yeah.
like it's like, oh shit, that was gonna come out, but it leaked. So
Yeah.
What leaked or what was rumored was the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Yeah, they've been
remake.
talking about that for a long time, haven't they? So
And then they showed a trailer for that. Well, they showed a CG trailer, and
I'm still not excited for it.
And now it's Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and so it's no longer numbered. I'm pretty excited for it, actually, Jared.
Well, the trailer didn't do anything for it.
The trailer didn't do anything for me, but I'm actually pretty excited for it. And then the idea that before it drops, they're going to drop a Metal Gear Solid Volume 1, so you're going to get Metal Gear Solid 2, and Metal Gear Solid 3 on PS5, like a collection for PS5, so I can play those games again, get new trophies. I'm actually I'm stupidly excited. I'm going to buy that.
You have the remake for PS3.
Yeah.
And you played through all of them.
Yeah, I did. But I'm going to do it again to get more trophies again, and I love Metal Gear. I got to support it. I don't have to support it. Obviously, it's just a cash cow. But then I'm also excited to see where Snake Eater isn't my favorite, but I love Snake Eater. So I'm totally excited to see, they didn't show any gameplay. But it was funny. I was watching Dr. Disrespect watch the showcase, and he got crazy excited for it. And then he was super upset when there was no gameplay. It's like, they're not showing game. And it's just like, I think there's, it's such a classic game that I'm super excited for it. And
So the thing that I first thought of when I saw that trailer is like, if they're completely remaking it, it'd be interesting if they still allowed you to kill the end at the beginning.
I imagine they will. I don't think they'll get rid of that.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Well, the other reason I think it's exciting as well, though, is it's like the first real remake. And, if this does well, they'll remake some of the other ones, hopefully.
I thought there was rumored that they were going to do Metal Gear Solid 4 already.
I think a lot of people thought Blue Point was doing Metal Gear Solid, but I'm curious why the choice was made that Snake Eater was the first one.
Well, it's like the origin of Snake, isn't it?
It is,
like
and
the oldest rendition of Snake, Naked Snake.
Maybe they're gonna do it in like chronological order.
Yeah, story order.
So you start with Snake, and then you go through that order, because the Solid Snake games obviously come later. So it would be Snake Eater, and then Peace Walker. But see, then that already fucks it up, because then it's Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
And you're not going to remake Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that old a game.
Maybe they'll finish Metal Gear Solid 5. The missing chapter. I'd buy that.
Wouldn't that be a fucking thing? Obviously Konami is looking at what Capcom's doing with Resident Evil, and they're like, oh, we should be making money. So I'm just curious, like, why the decision for Snake Eater, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if Snake Eater is successful, and that's the other thing. Like, maybe it's not going to be a successful remake. It could not be. They could totally fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yep, there is always that option, isn't there?
But
there were no announcemts in the trailer of who is developing it.
Exactly.
Even who publishes
I have
it
no
or anything
idea.
Like that. It's just, here's Metal Gear.
I think it
Delta.
is. Yeah, it behooves Konami to make a good remake, so then people buy it and then they make more. But Konami has been known to be a fucking shitty company, so We'll see.
The only thing they've done recently is like compilations of Castlevania games and stuff like that. It's compilations of old games. They're not like doing anything really new.
But I'm cautiously optimistic that this is going to be cool. So
Yeah.
and even if it's not cool, I'm very excited for the collection volume 1 just to play them again on my PS5 and get new trophies. I'm cool with that.
Your personal coolness will elevate the uncool game.
There you go. There you go. What other games happened in that? There was some Street Fighter 6. There was some Dragon's Dogma 2. I don't know.
Well, one of your favorite
Destiny.
publishers, Ian, Devolver Digital, has several
Plunky
games in
Squire, dude.
Plucky Squire and Neva.
That
and the Talos Principle too.
I never played the first one, so I have no idea if that's any good.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I didn't
Jared
play
says it's
the
fine.
whole
But
thing.
like the Plucky
It's fine.
Squire, dude, I am actually really excited for a fucking kids game. Like,
Yeah, it looks super rad.
that game looks so fucking sick, dude. I'm gonna buy that on launch. I hope it doesn't suck, but that game looks sick.
Yeah. But Neva is from
Yeah.
Giant Squid. They make Grease.
Yeah.
And the art style is beautiful. It's like this crazy, like, giant wolf with, like, tree antlers and a swords person.
Well, I think she
that,
dies. I think
I'm interested. Yes.
I think the death of that one happens very early, like in
Yeah.
the trailer, and then
But
you
there's
and the
the
younger
puppy.
wolf, and then that's
Yeah.
kind of the relationship that sprouts out of that. But like,
Yeah, but I'm excited for that.
did you play Grease?
I did. I
Oh.
played through the whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so did I. I was just, I played that.
I,
It's very
I
artsy.
appreciated that game a lot.
It
Yeah.
was fun. Yeah, it was great. And then what else?
The big question is: anyone going to buy a PlayStation Q?
No, probably not. I'm guessing it'll be over $200 and not worth it.
If it's $199, maybe.
Yeah, I could have seen because I considered buying a Vita, I think back in the day, to do the remote play when my kid was little. Because obviously, there's games you play that you either don't want to hog the main TV or you don't want to they're a bit violent or the content's
Yeah.
not exactly what you want to be playing in front of 5-year-olds. So I could have seen myself buying one.
It's
I
a
don't
pretty
think I would
big
now.
screen,
Yeah.
and
But
it's
my ISP doesn't go higher than 10 megabits per second
that's
in
your-
upload,
that's-
so
that's-
I can't play it,
All right, that's-
essentially.
Well, it's 5. It's a 5. It's like 5 megabytes is its base, and then anything above that's better.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
Does it actually connect to the Sony servers? It's not just on your local network. So
well, it connects to your local server, like your.
It has to be on your
It
PS5.
has to be on your, but it
no, but
it-
that's what I mean. If it's just on your local network, it should
it's
be
on your
limited.
local network. Yeah, yeah.
If it doesn't have to
100%.
contact Sony, it should be limited
Yeah,
by your
I mean,
Wi-Fi.
I've tried remote play on various devices, and it was terrible. And with my wireless network.
My understanding is it requires the limited, like what PlayStation Now or whatever required for streaming. So 5
Yeah.
megabytes is the limit. It won't.
Huh.
You can't do anything below that. And then, but I just think man, it's a pretty big screen. It has a real it's like I could be outside playing Meet Your Maker or something.
I personally think
part
it
of
looks
me-
kind of
I could
dumb.
be taking a shit
The what?
and playing Rocket League.
I think it looks kind of dumb.
I
It's
think it
just
does
a
look dumb.
dual
It does
sense with
but
a
I
screen
think
in between its
I
sides.
think the look of it isn't the important thing. I think it's the
No.
aesthetic of it, like the fact that it is it feels fine.
Yeah,
I
it sounds
think-
like it's just a basic LED screen with
Right.
up to 1080p or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's
I was
really
reading
basic.
it only has 4-hour battery life. Which is a little bit-
My other interesting thing that I would hope for, but it's probably not going to happen, is that here's a stupid thing, Jared. And you're playing in VR, so it doesn't really matter. But it would be cool if some of the games did second screen stuff. So like in
Oh,
Gran,
yeah.
yeah,
so
like
in
map
Gran,
screens.
so like in Gran Turismo, when I play first person, because I like hood display, like first
Yeah.
person, but then it would still in the screen, it would show the odometer and stuff. So like if I were playing it, it would show the speed and certain certain things that I could
yeah, or
that was-
inventory backpack.
or
stuff,
yeah,
like-
100%.
So you want it to be the Nintendo Wii?
It
U.
is the Wii U. It is definitely the Wii U,
I mean,
and
it's
I don't
there.
see why it couldn't be the Wii U. I just don't think games are going to develop for it like
No,
that.
it's not
No.
going to. No.
But I don't see there's not a reason not for it to.
Yeah.
Why it couldn't? Yeah.
Why it
I
couldn't
don't
be.
foresee it being more useful than just a second,
Yeah.
like a different way to
Yeah.
play.
100%.
I don't see it
100%.
being anything else.
It's
If it's
also,
more than $200, if it's 150, maybe.
If they
I
could
mean,
get
it's
that
just a
thing
screen and a
down to
controller
150, yeah, then
with
they've got a
Wi-Fi.
chance.
it's also something
Yeah.
that like they teased, but doesn't necessarily means they're going to come out with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're going to come out with it because
Yeah,
it
it
was
did
in
look-
like their giant showcase. That's coming out.
It did
That's a
kind of
thing.
look like a
The earbuds are
artist
coming out for
rendering,
sure.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, the earbuds. I don't know. Earbuds are overpriced, so I probably won't get those. They'll probably be overpriced like all the other
They're probably
earbuds.
cheaper than Apple earbuds.
Anything's cheaper than that, I'd say.
No, I'm the Q thing. It's interesting. I'm not against it. Like I keep thinking about getting the backbone for my phone to do the streaming to but like a bigger screen.
Yeah.
I'd think about that. I'd think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I would like to have something else to play on because my TV's in constant use and it's hard for me to play games on my TV because most of the games I want to play are mature and violent and stuff like that. And with kids, you can't really do that kind of stuff. So
I'm also curious, like, when Dave and I go on a journey here and like there's a Wi-Fi connection at a camp we're at, can I pull it out, start it up, and play a game? That'd be interesting. like you're in a hotel. Like, how well does that work? We're thinking like just in the room, but like you could take it to like, somewhere else. And I'm curious.
yes, it depends on their upload cap. I mean, if it's being heavily used.
Back in the day with my former friend Bill Shipley, we played Fallout 76, and I would play on this shitty laptop in the Tri-Cities, and we had a great time, even though it was a little leggy. I was like, it was a good time. It's like sometimes you don't really give a shit about all of that. You just looking to play a video game. So if I could like be in Hawaii and play Fortnite with Ryan, might be worth it. Or play Rocket League with Dave, might be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to play with Ryan instead while he's drinking the NA beer that he should be reviewing tonight.
Well, he's clearly a better player than Dave from all the scores he's been posting.
It's crushed.
Yeah, I haven't played that game for a while, and I was really bad and rusty. So.
All right. Do we have anything else we want to talk about the showcase?
Well, you're a big fan of like the Assassin's Creed trilogy. Did you have any interest in Assassin's Creed Mirage?
I do have interest slightly, but it's the old style of game. I'll get it when it's cheap. I'm not gonna buy it new. I want the open world, and I want to be a female. I have to be Basim. I don't really want to. Basim I didn't really care for as a character in the game. The original, like what is the Viking one? Valhalla.
Valhalla.
And I just like, I don't really like the basic original. Like when you play Assassin's Creed and you go back to the old game, like I went back and beat Assassin's Creed Rogue. It's just like, oh my god, this
old school.
Why do people like this? This is awful. This is the worst gameplay. I don't want to hit a wall a million times and like partially run up it and then turn right and like jump off and like get killed. It's just not fun. I imagine in this new game it's all refined and worked better, and I will play it when it's cheaper because I play all the Assassin's Creed games. But like there's the character I don't give a shit about. I just
Yeah.
I want the Jade one or whatever the one is that's the next big open world one. That's the one I want.
So, you guys all liked Remedy Entertainment's last game. Is there any interest in Alan Wake 2?
Jared's really digging for it. He's like,
Remedy is kind of spotty. I mean, they have some hits and misses. So I'm interested to see. I liked Alan Wake, but and Control was great too. But they also did that
Quantum Break.
They were like a third-party developer for a game that was on Xbox Game
Quantum Break.
Pass. I
Yeah.
forgot what the name of it was,
Quantum
but they did
Break.
the shooting. What was it?
Quantum Break.
No, it was a different one. It was like a military shooter
Huh.
that
Well, they did Quantum
they
Break was
only
their
did-
next big one.
Yeah, and I never played Quantum Break, but from what
Me
I heard,
neither.
it was just too much of a movie for people and not a very interesting movie.
That's the one on Xbox One where they wanted it to be connected to like a TV show and all that stuff.
The
Yes,
cool thing about
yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is it's fully digital. They're not going to do any physical discs, and this breaks up a good discussion. You know, they're not doing any physical discs because they want to keep the price down below, like under $60, and like so it just shows that like the idea that a lot of these games that are $70, if you stop with the production of discs and you stop with the production of cases and all that shit, all that extra money, you don't put any production behind that, you can save. But then for Dave, he's not going to get his physical copy. But physical copies are driving up the price because that production cost is.
Nobody's
So Ian's
making
taking
Blu-rays.
a dig at us.
No,
Well-
I think he's got a point though. I mean,
Well,
typical
Blu-ray
markup on-
movies.
Typical
Dude,
No
markup
one's
on a
buying
physical
Blu-ray. How much is a
product
Blu-ray
is
movie right now? It's
50%.
$30.
Exactly. Because no one buys them because everyone's streaming.
And Samsung actually discontinued they stopped making Blu-ray players like a couple years ago too. So
I know, but like Target makes 50%, so they buy the game for 30, sell it for 60, and then whereas Sony probably takes a much smaller cut, so they still get the studio still gets the same amount of money for the digital copy, but they're not giving, they're giving Sony maybe 25, 33%.
For me as a digital person, it sucks because I have to pay a $70 price tag to subsidize your fucking physical copy, and that fucking is awful.
So what you're saying, Ian, is that if discs went away permanently, games would be cheaper?
They should be cheaper.
They wouldn't be.
They wouldn't be, but they should be. No, I 100% agree with you, Jared, as well. I agree with you, Jared.
Yep.
They wouldn't. You're right.
They're not going to be.
They're not going to be. But here's this.
Because people are too used to that price point.
Here's the other thing, though. So Alan Wake, whatever that price is going to be, I don't know what it is, $49.99? I'm not sure what their price is, what they're selling that game for. But if more people adopt that and like not do that, there's going to be AAA titles that are that price point, and then maybe there'll be but we'll see. It's interesting. I feel like digital sells way more nowadays than it used to.
Yeah, I think it has. It's changed. I mean, I'm an old fart. That's probably young kids nowadays probably don't think anything of. They probably don't even want discs. So
Jared and I was over this weekend. We were talking like I posted that in the sale stuff that like Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition was $8.99 on PSN.
Yeah.
Now I always go on Amazon and I look for games. For disc game of just Mortal Kombat 11, not Ultimate Edition, just the basic version, was like $18.99 or some shit like that. It was like you can't beat. You're getting the game. You're getting the PS4 and PS5 version, and you're getting all the DLC for $8.99 versus, let's just get the PS4 or PS5 version for almost $20. It's like that's where we're at right now. Like the discs copies aren't selling like they used to. The better deals are online digitally.
So here's something for you, Ian. Assassin's Creed Mirage for PS5 is only going to be $50.
No, I knew that was a bargain price game.
Yeah, which is interesting for like the latest Assassin's Creed.
Well, because it was supposed to be a DLC, like an add-on to Valhalla, and then they decided to break it out into its own game, and then they redeveloped it. And so, like, it was always going to be a shorter game, and then they wanted to focus, and then they focused it on this thing. Yeah, because
that's pretty common these days.
Yeah, because Basm was a character from Valhalla, so. And if you haven't played Valhalla, I don't want to spoil any of that shit for you. But, so that was the original intention, and then they built it out because I think they decided to do that because the other games that they were working on were further out.
Yeah,
So
that
they,
makes sense.
So they decided to make this a standalone game, but it's not like a fucking crazy long ass game. Like Valhalla was a massive fucking meal of a game.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game for a long time, or at least finished one.
So yeah, no, I knew it was going to be a cheaper game. Sorry.
I mean, so other than that, is there anything you wanted to talk about with Spider-Man 2? I mean, that's something
awesome.
you guys are huge fans of the Spider-Man
I think
series.
it's awesome that for some reason initially I thought Venom was going to be the bad guy, but I think it's awesome that Spider-Man is going to wear the symbiote suit, and then I think that's cool for the idea that like it makes Spider-Man again play differently. So like everyone like Miles Morales, that second game, because he played differently. So like now Spider-Man 2, you're going to be playing as black suit Spider-Man, and he's going to play
potentially all three Spider-Men.
All three Spider-Man, and he's going to play differently. No, you're definitely going to play as Miles. You can switch back and forth.
And
I don't
Peter.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know
before
how,
he becomes
right.
has the symbiote.
But I
suit.
think it's cool that that's part of the story. So that means that Spider-Man 3, that Venom will be an enemy, you know? And I think that's cool that Craven, as a comic book guy, Craven being I think this game's going to be a hit, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, Insomniac.
It's going to crush.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that, but I don't.
Yeah, they'd have to try really hard to fuck it up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They just need a good story, and then they go, that's pretty much done.
Anyway, I don't really have anything else to add.
Oh, wait.
I do have something to add. Bungie said they weren't going to bring Cade back, and it looks like they're bringing Cade 6 back.
Cade's coming back. With
Destiny.
Nathan Fillion again. Yeah, he got his voice back.
Yeah. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, Ian, I just wanted to let you know I'm actually pretty excited to try out that fishing mini game in Destiny 2 that's in there now. I haven't tried it yet, but I want to.
All right,
Our local fishing mini game.
You know what,
I love
Jared?
fishing mini games. They're
Jared,
so dumb and pointless.
I ask this small ask of you is that you record the video and then post it so I could see what that looks like, because I have no idea what that is.
I'm sure you could find dozens and dozens of videos.
But I want to
on
watch
YouTube.
you
But
do
it's
it.
not you playing it.
I want to watch you do it.
We all want to see you playing your fishing mini games.
Jared,
in fact,
Jared fishes a
That
fish.
personal touch.
Jared fishes a fish.
we need. In fact, you need to just record any fishing mini game from now on, and Ian can edit it into a supercut.
Just start
like
recording
two
and
hours
talking
of
about
Jared
like
playing
what I
mini
like about
fishing
this
games.
fishing mini game. Yeah.
All right,
That's
let's
funny.
move on. We haven't been talking.
Yeah.
This should have been the
Well,
main
actually, I
topic.
just had one more.
Oh, Nick, go for it. Go.
Just real quick. Just
real quick.
Helldivers. Is that a game that would actually appeal to me? You guys think?
Do you like
The
you like,
old one or the new one?
the old one?
Either or.
Do you like just shoot?
awesome.
Helldivers 2.
So do you like?
Twin stick
So
shooters.
I was
Wait,
reading.
do you like Diablo?
I was kind of. I do.
Do you like?
Or at least
So like, if your
3.
character was shooting shit instead of hack and slashing shit, would you dig that?
Yeah.
Then there you go. That's
Yeah,
Helldivers 1.
Helldivers is super rad. It's best as a multiplayer game.
We should
It's
play
really
it. It's a
challenging.
4-player
Very
co-op
difficult.
game. We could all play it together.
Yeah,
It's fucking
we all have it.
It's just
So I was
fucking
just trying
hard.
to follow along on
Yeah.
an IGN article with all the games, and I just kind of stopped, and it almost felt it's almost like a parody of something.
Starship Troopers.
Do you have it?
'Cause- Yeah. No, I don't.
Oh,
but-
you don't have. Oh, okay, sorry. Because it was.
It goes
given-
on sale for pretty cheap, pretty often.
And I think they gave it away for free on
Yeah.
PS Plus at some point.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. But I guess my point is, should I be looking forward to this game?
Well, the
mean-
sequel maybe not as much, but I feel like the first one, because it's isometric kind of Diablo style, you probably would have dug it. It's
Yeah, it's a
fun.
bit-
I mean, it's
a
not
bit
not
fun.
fun. It's fun to play with people. Like we've played.
Or
together.
original Fallout?
Yeah,
I
original
think
Fallout. Yeah. That kind of
Now that I've played that and Alien Nation, I'd recommend Alien Nation over Helldivers 2.
Oh yeah, because it's easier.
I don't know about easier.
Oh, it's easier.
Yeah, you don't get crushed by the pods that you summon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared and I played it. I mean, that's only like 3-player co-op, I think.
Yeah,
like,
but it's so
Helldivers
good.
is 4-player co-op, and it's pretty crushing.
Yeah, it is.
It's still a fun game.
Yeah, you're not going to lose either way.
All right, we
Yeah, I
gotta
was just
move
looking
this
for something
on.
to look forward to.
We've been
Yeah.
talking for like 45 minutes about nonsensical bullshit.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the
Sony
point of our
fanboying.
podcast.
John has to go to bed soon. He has to go make sweet love to his
Oh,
pre-wife.
He looks so tired. He needs to go
Don't
practice
say that.
making
My parents
babies.
think I'm still pure.
Oh, sorry. Hey, John's mom. He has no idea. He's still wearing his long underwear.
Ian
What's
was
a
the first
vagina?
and the only.
What's a vagina? I don't know what a vagina is. I still have no idea.
He's not soaking at all.
I don't even want to. Anyway, Lord Beerstro, where are we at on the beers? Did you start the
I
Waldos?
think my taste buds are. Well, I just opened it, but I think my tastes are fucked up because this doesn't taste how I remembered, and I think I had like kind of a lingering thing going on my tongue anyway, so it didn't quite taste how I
Herpes?
remembered.
You have herpes on your tongue?
Possibly. You were at my house a couple weeks ago, so. So I think my tastes were kind of tainted, or maybe just
This is just a check.
I don't think I've had.
This is just a check-in. You know, we don't have to like
Okay.
You know. I'm just like I was trying to see where you
I
were
don't
on the
know.
beers.
It's just I don't know. I'm kind of almost wish I had a do-over, but
a do-over.
it's because I've had hop venom before, but I don't think I've ever had it since Deschutes took it over. So I don't know if it's them or me or a combination of both, but I didn't quite enjoy it as I used to.
Interesting.
Well, that's cool, and we'll circle back to you at the end and figure out who won
Okay.
between the hot venom. But before we do that, it's time for Ian's in a minute. So in this segment, John's gonna ask me a bunch of questions, and Jared's gonna time me.
The same questions.
The same questions.
Okay.
The exact same
interesting.
questions as Aaron.
Huh. Well, my phone hasn't woken up for a while. Give me a second.
Well, John has to find the questions.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not going to take me long.
It's not going to take
All
you.
right, I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, and go.
Name.
Bush NA.
Single.
Yes.
Multiplayer.
No.
Genre.
Beer.
Advertising or word of mouth.
Advertising.
Like music.
Sure.
Like the graphics.
I do.
Controller compatible.
No.
Time played.
Hours.
Keep playing.
Yes.
Recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you
100%.
recommend it to?
Everybody.
Does it have a story?
Nope.
Do you like the story?
Yes.
Developer.
AB InBev.
Available on console.
No.
Cost.
$7.99.
Microtransactions.
No.
Do you like the microtransactions?
No.
That's it.
Awesome.
Man, you killed it. You killed it. You got 2 seconds left.
Suck
You got
it,
nothing to
Aaron's
say.
Mobile
There you
Minute.
Just an alarm sound going off. Isn't it pretty?
I just want to say that it's odd that this is, in my opinion, the best NA beer. In my opinion. I mean, Ryan, he debated me. I have to have that one. I have to try it. But, dude, I could just keep drinking this one. I
had
really
it
like
yesterday.
this one. It's like...
It was okay.
I know, it's okay, but, like, Jared wasn't trashed. So, like...
It's not
So,
beer.
Jared, you get drunk, and then you need to stop drinking. You drink it.
Yeah.
It just tastes like a beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, if you're just only drinking NA beers, you're probably fucked because I don't know. But this
I haven't met one that's
is a great space saver. I think the body of this beer is like it really feels like a beer in your mouth, and it's not overly malty. I don't know. I like it. So there you go. Ian.
And you say it's like probably one of the more affordable ones.
Oh, it's super cheap. It's like
Being
the cheapest
the
one.
Bush
It's
line.
usually
Yeah,
the
that's like-
cheapest one.
Yeah. Is it the same cost as O'Doul's?
I haven't seen O'Doul's for sale in forever.
I'm assuming that's still a thing. Or Core's Edge. Core's Edge would be
Core's
more
Edge is more
expensive.
expensive. Because Core's Edge is
Duels
like
are still around. I just never. I haven't bought that
I haven't
one yet.
seen O'Doul's in forever though. I think it's still around, but
Is Core's Cutter still a thing? Was that the NA before
No, I
Edge?
think it's
I think they went
It
away.
was.
I think it went away because of the Core's Edge.
Core's Cutter might be
Cutter.
like. That's a. I mean, I want to say that's like
Classic.
90s, early 2000s.
Was
Yeah.
that super popular with the high school kids? They would just take a
No.
can and try to go like this.
Oh, man.
I lived in Coors Country, and no, it wasn't that.
So you're getting regular beer, you're getting the NA beer, and that's how and I don't have to be the only one to do one of these episodes. So like if Dave wants to do a Dave's NA minute, you just have to throw it down.
Well,
No,
actually, wait,
Lord
I
Beerstro
shouldn't.
cannot because he's our beer expert.
It's a new segment.
Yeah, I don't.
NA
Lord
beer
Beerstro,
against
the
Waldo.
Bogarter of beer.
I just actually really like this. Like I would drink this like instead of soda. Anyway, I don't know why I like it so much, but I really enjoy it. I don't know why. Anyway,
Because it tastes better than Bush. Bush NA.
it actually does taste better than Bush beer,
It does.
which is, and maybe that's
Because Bush
what
beer isn't very good.
maybe that's what it's about. Anyway,
Maybe.
we're moving on now. Our main topic of the evening. This is gonna take us into like 2:00 in the morning. No, not so much. But we finally decided to review God of War Ragnarok.
Got tired of the two anchors.
Yeah, so Nick said, fuck it. He's like, I haven't finished it, but let's just review it. And Aaron couldn't be bothered to show up, so that works, So, like, the rest of us have all beat it.
Oh, Nick beat it?
No, everyone but Nick has beaten
okay.
it.
All right, yeah.
And
Nick
I'm
in spirit has beaten it.
Nick in spirit has beaten it. He's watched.
He's probably watched the YouTube video
Yeah, YouTube did.
of the end.
Probably not.
I haven't, but
He can't be bothered.
He YouTube, how do
No.
you beat Nidhogg? And then he's like, wait, you kill her?
who's Midhog?
It's a video game. It has 2 games.
Yeah, it's a video game where you're like sword fighting, right?
No, that's
Yeah.
the
I know. We know.
dragon creature.
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
see,
The
you guys went full circle.
teleporting like lizard thing.
So I don't know how we want to go about this. Let's just, you know what? I'm gonna do a thing where I'm gonna just do a timer. I'm gonna do a timer.
Oh man.
2 minutes.
We
2 minutes.
each get 30 minutes.
2 minutes. We'll give our. Well, I won't say anything, but I will time you guys, and you guys just for 2 minutes just go off on it. All right. So we'll start with Jared. Everyone else be quiet. Jared, 2 minutes. Go.
Oh man, I'm so rusty on this game, but I just really, of course, appreciated the story. The gameplay kept fresh enough with the variety of weapons. I really appreciated the spear. I thought that really freshened it up. The newer characters, like my favorite was Angerboda, with really cool like colors she splashed around and stuff like that with her magic spells and whatever she was doing. But I can summarize this in much quicker than 2 minutes because just enjoying that bit of it. I'm not going to throw any of the story in there, but I just liked digging through. I was working towards the platinum, and I decided not to because even on easy, I just got kind of tired of some of the challenge in it. With like the boss fights were more obnoxious than anything I really encountered or wanted to deal with. But I really enjoyed the side missions, and like some of the end game stuff was really cool because you could go and find some loose details from the first game and second game, just kind of all wrapped up in a nice package. So Nick, when you finally do beat it, I'd recommend continuing through and playing more of the content because there's some answers that are answered.
All right.
That's all I need.
Nick, are you ready?
All right.
Go.
So I started out even before the game came out. I had the 2018 God of War game that I had never played, even though I bought it when I first got the PS4. Jumped into that just to kind of give myself kind of an introduction into whatever this version of the series was. I felt like I had cheated myself for those years of not playing the game. But it also helped me kind of introduce myself into Ragnarok, so I kind of knew some of the characters. Um, Obviously, I haven't beaten it yet, but uh, I kind of had a different impression as to what the game was going to be. But I mean, I thought it was going to be more open world than it was, but I'm fine with it the way it is. The reason I haven't beaten it is probably kind of the same reason that I it took 2 years to beat Red Dead Redemption, because I take my time. I like to kind of explore. I'm not kind of in a race to actually finish the game. There's also little things that I like to explore and check out, um, which for me it just adds to the overall playing experience for myself. Because I drive myself crazy if there's something that I know that I've missed, and especially if I can't go back and get it. But overall, it's been a fun experience. I was actually just playing earlier today. Um, I can't wait to finish it, but it's going to be a little bit. But I'm so very happy I've been exposed to this game. I know I didn't really touch on really anything,
Perfect. You're
but
perfect.
I have 4 seconds left. So three, two, one.
That's okay. Enjoy your time with it. It's
Mm.
wonderful experience. It is.
You ready, Dave?
Oh yeah,
Boom. Go.
this game bored me. I really didn't like Atreus. I couldn't. I could have done without that whole bit. The difficulty level was so uneven. I started on medium and I could beat the bosses, but then I get defeated by those silly little snake things. So I put it down to easy. And then even on easy, it was like they were just bad guys that would then the exploring part of the game feels like a game from the 8-bit systems where it's very on rails and it wants you to go places. The maps look great and look like there's lots to explore, but really when you get down to it, there isn't. It feels very old fashioned in that respect. I really like Kratos and I wanted more Kratos, and I could have really done without a lot. The best part of Atreus's was when he got that little sword helper thing. I can't remember his name now, but that was kind of cool. But to be quite honest, I just didn't care for it. I didn't care for Atreus particularly in the first one, and I didn't really need more of him in the second. I beat the game, and I tried to play some of the end content and look at it, and then I was just like, I'm not really enjoying this. I'm just not going to bother, and so I switched it off, uninstalled it, and haven't played it since. But graphically, it was okay. I feel like it was held back because they wanted it to work on the PlayStation 4 as well, and so that was a little disappointing. And most of the tricks they'd used previously on the previous God of War, story-wise, it was pretty good. I always have a hard time keeping track of all the different gods and who's what and where they all are, but it wasn't. That wasn't bad. That was probably one of the better aspects of the game. And I liked fours. I like what they did with Thor and Odin. Um, but overall, probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 for me.
Damn.
You ready, John?
Yes.
Go.
So I started replaying this game earlier this week on New Game Plus. I agree with Dave. There's some weird difficulty spikes out of nowhere. I think the game's combat system kind of relies on a harder difficulty because you get to use more of the combat features compared to if it's on very easy, then you're just it's kind of a hack and slash. But if you put on the harder difficulties, you're using more of the gameplay elements in combat, which is more exciting for me. Some of the characters I didn't particularly care for. I didn't like Faye, Kratos' wife. I thought her inclusion in the game is kind of awkward because they kind of build her up, but they don't really put a whole lot of detail into her character. So it seems like there's this promise of lore with her, but in my gameplay, it's like she was only there to serve as for story purposes, but then there wasn't a whole lot of background on her. I think the game does an interesting talk about prophecy and interpretations of prophecy. Like, is it written, or is this the person's character and nature, and thus they've already written what they've done because they can't change their nature. The game also kind of uses Greek mythology in terms of treating gods like they're real people. Like Thor has a drinking problem, and Odin abuses that drinking to get Thor to do what he wants. I didn't care much for Atreus this time because he just comes across as being immature. And yes, even though I realize he's around a teenager's age, it just kind of wears on me as the game went on. And I think the game also does a great job of setting up and paying off for different story elements and characters.
Oh man, John really
Nailed it.
John really nailed. John really did it. Well, good job with the use of the 2 minutes. All right, now I got questions. Which one's
Do
better?
I need to time your 2
No,
minutes?
we're not
Ian?
gonna. We don't.
Here,
no
here.
one
I'll
wants.
run
no
2
one-
minutes.
No
for
one
you.
wants to.
No.
No one wants to hear
Yeah,
about me.
yes, I do. I
Okay.
do. I'm gonna
All
pull
right,
that
all
up.
right, all right.
You're gonna do your 2 minutes, Milkman.
And you're going to
So,
enjoy it.
Here, I'll let me throw this up to 2 minutes. And all right, go.
Shit, man. I like this one better than the first one. I think it's a better game overall than the first one. I think the battle mechanic is better. I think the graphics are better. I think the puzzles are better. I think the story is better. I actually really like Atreus. The problem with this fucking game is that I played the first one, and so I was just like not super into this one, and I just wish this was the first game. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, that's all. That's really it. Like, that first game did some stuff, but I also hate the fact that it isn't really optimized. Like Dave said, like for a PS5, like, oh, why do we every time we go into a fucking scene we gotta like lift a boulder and like this because the fucking next level has to load.
Loading,
It's like,
yeah, PS4.
well, we're doing that for the fucking PS4. Like the PS5, we
Yeah.
don't need to fucking deal with that bullshit. And I think that's because the game is so graphically heavy. I think the game is graphically pretty good. I think it's a stunning, actually pretty solid game. I think if you actually were to like compare it to the PS4 version, it's pretty like gnarly. But yeah, the problem is I played the first one. I wish this was the first game. I like the Atreus shit. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I think that is all great. I have no problem. I actually enjoyed. I hate Kratos so fucking much. I prefer playing as Atreus. So, anyway,
Hey, I wasn't hating on Atreus, by the way.
that's it. That's what I mean. We're done, Jerry.
Right.
You can stop.
Yeah, you're good. You got 20 seconds left, but that's fine. But yeah, I liked playing as Atreus as well. I liked battling as him. I thought it was fun with his quick
It was more
swift
fun.
hits
Nice
and
little-
stuff like
it was
that.
nice
More
little
fun,
change of
long-range
pace.
stuff. Yeah. So it was fun to play as him, I thought.
Now my question: which one is the better game, though? God of War 1 or 2? Go. Debate.
So,
Probably
Dave,
one,
in counter to your dislike of Atreus, nobody would have had boy as a meme without Atreus.
I know, but I just don't like him in this set. I don't need to, like maybe one level in this new one would have been enough.
Yeah.
I didn't need like because every time it came to him, it was just like, oh, I hope this is.
I
like
liked
all
his
those
growth
I
as a
liked all
character.
those parts better than the God of War stuff. Like Kratos is just so. Oh, here we go. Here's grumpy Kratos being grumpy Kratos.
I know what they
again.
were kind of. I understand what they were trying to do. Like, but it's like it didn't work for me.
He was
Yeah, it's
funner to
fine.
play too. I thought.
Boomer
Yeah.
Kratos.
I'm with Dave. I like the Kratos stuff was more interesting to me.
Grumpy Kratos being grumpy Kratos, like in every game since the dawn of Kratos games.
Well, you interpret it.
That's
as
what I
being
come
grumpy,
for,
but
yeah.
He's legit concerned because they think they've seen their fate.
Without
and he's
him,
concerned
there's
of
no
losing his
there's no
son.
game though. There's no
I know.
story.
No, that's why I say I understand why he's in there to some degree. And then I can't even remember the other character I played, the one that you were talking about with the colors. I really didn't like that.
Angerboda was his
Boda, his girlfriend. That was great.
Yeah. Oh, that was boring.
Yeah, I liked the story arc with all that, and Thor's daughter and stuff like that with Atreus was super awesome, and the conflict he was having with Thor's wife and all that stuff was super awesome. I loved all that story stuff. It was so good.
It's weird. Now realizing talking about it's like a weird teen drama that's like put into this game, and I'm not.
Yeah, that story arc between those three, Atreus. I can't think of Thor's daughter's name.
I don't need the YA
and Angerboda was so good. I loved it.
Yeah, especially like the part where Atreus is like, "I'm part giant. Guess which part?" Oh, that didn't happen.
I honestly wish Kratos would have died at the end. Like, I don't understand why they kept him alive.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see someday.
I think I'm with you as well, though, Ian, on like part of the problem was I played the first one and this just didn't do enough new, like from the gameplay mechanics side and the boss battles, it all just felt a little samey. It was like, yeah, there was some new weapons and trees and stuff that you could do, but they don't give you the the main new weapon until like over halfway through the game anyway. And even when you do, it's kind of it's not the greatest.
On its
I'm probably
the spear is interesting to play when you do New Game Plus because it's almost game breaking. Like it's very overpowered. If you do New Game Plus and use it in the beginning of the game, it pretty much kills everything compared much faster than your swords or the axe.
I'm probably a little bit. I probably shouldn't be that I love. There is moments in the first one. There are things in the first one that are far better than the second one. Like, there's no moment in God of War Ragnarok that will supplant the moment that you see the world serpent.
Oh, yes, I was just thinking about that. The sense of scale of the world serpent.
That never happens. That never happens.
Not even that, but the sound when he started talking. I was wearing headphones. It was just thundering through my body. It was so loud and cool.
So that moment from the first one memorable. Is never
throw the axe in the lake.
And then
here you go.
I think they do it again in this other game, but I feel like the original canoeing in the first game is better than the canoeing in the second game. I just because I didn't care about the dog sledding, even though I liked all the wolf stuff. I liked all that.
Yeah.
The getting around in that world was not as fun. Like there's something about the stories he was telling that were better in the first game. And those are the two things in the first game that I prefer. But I think overall, like, because like there's some of the puzzles in the second game are just far superior to anything in the second game. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on, and I don't know. I find that
it's definitely a lot more polished, and like they've expanded on a lot. I feel like
maybe it's just because it's more compact. The first one is more compact. There's less going on.
Yeah, but the second one makes out like it's expansive, but really it's not. It's a series of rails that you get. Like the levels are, they might have one or two branches where you can go left or right, but that's about it.
Yeah, you have point A and point B, but there's a couple of side quests in between.
I think that's both.
Some half notes.
I think those two games are so similar. I think they're so similar. I just
very.
And there's no jump button.
Yeah.
Well, there's
I'm quite surprised they didn't add that, but then that would be you'd spend all your time trying to break the level. I think by going around the edge,
jump up the hills.
Yeah.
I will say,
trying to get through the invisible walls.
I will say the first one, made you do a lot more stupid shit to load a level than the second one does. Like, so you would go into that room where you would like turn the crank and it would turn the world you were going to go to. And it's like, this is just a massive room of loading.
Big old loading screen.
Yeah. So it's like, I get that you're doing it to load the next level, but it's like, I'm glad that wasn't this time around. Cause like, I remember in the first game doing that so many times and I'm just like, can I
gotta cloak it somehow?
I would rather just like just fast travel and you just give me a load screen because I don't want to fucking sit here and like crank this as if I'm actually doing something.
Having said that, they did make you go along the path on the tree, and it was just like that got a
Sure,
bit old.
I
That got a
get
bit
it.
old.
Yeah, they did that, but they do that in the first one too.
I
I don't
know.
know.
Well, and maybe
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like that just wasn't fun. It just kind of got old after a while, and it's like I understand why they did it in a couple of places because they needed that story or the kind of introduction to where you're going and what you're doing. But it was just like, oh, if I just want to go somewhere, I don't really.
I'm probably the least actually of all you guys. I don't know. Dave maybe he's close to me, but I'm like the least high up on the. I like these games, but I'm not high up on these games as much. Like I know we gave God of War 2018 Game of the Year, but if Horizon had been out released that same year, I would have chose Horizon over the original God of War, like hands down. So
Yeah.
I
like
probably would have been close. Yeah, there.
because I just I don't. It's not a game I super care about. I don't have much love for. I don't like the originals at all, and so I just I respect it. I like the turn in I like the turn to him becoming a dad, and I like that, and I kind of buy into that stuff. But ultimately, like I would not have given God of War Ragnarok Game of the Year. There's no way. Like I look at it as a good game. I wouldn't be 6 or 7 like Dave. It's like a solid 8 or 8.5. Like
It's a well-made game. Don't get me wrong. It's just
I would
not my
say like
game.
solid 8. It's right there with Breath of the Wild. But
So I did play this game on the PlayStation 4.
you did?
Yeah, my brother-in-law got he didn't have a PlayStation 5 and he got the digital pack that came with the PlayStation 5 version and the PlayStation 4. So I played it a couple of times when I went over there. And to be quite honest, it looked fantastic on the PlayStation 4. The only
Yeah.
problem you had was it took an eternity to load.
Interesting.
Like when you first started, and this was the digital edition, it wasn't like the disc, so that wasn't slowing it down. And it would just take forever to load. And then when you died, it would take, 10, 20, 30 seconds to like restart.
Okay.
But I mean, other than that, graphically, it really did look pretty good. I've never really been a big one to be able to tell the 30 versus 60 frames per second. Like, I mean, yeah, I can, but by the same token, graphically, it looked pretty solid. So, I mean,
I guess the only question I have for Jared is, this is God of War went up against Elden Ring. Which
Yeah, that's
did
tough.
which did who got it wrong, or did they get it right? Did the Game Awards get it right? Like who got it wrong? Who got it right?
No, everybody got it right.
That's right. Elden Ring is a better game. Woo!
They're both wonderful games for many different reasons. It all depends on what you're looking for. Like Elden Ring has the mystery and unknown and newness, where God of War is kind of what you're expecting and hoping for. Like you're really hoping for a gripping story and really cool characters and cool moments and stuff like that. And Elden Ring is like you have moments and you have all this stuff, but you're making it yourself. And it's your experiences through that. It's not story being told for you, it's stories you're making.
Okay.
So it's whatever you're looking for. It's a different category, like altogether.
Favorite everyone. Let's start with Nick. Favorite moments in God of War Ragnarok so far. You haven't beat it. What's something that's like
I
you're
know
just
I
like
haven't, but um, I don't know if I have a favorite moment, but I'm really like I'm at the point where Atreus is actually like kind of bunked up with God, why can't I think of his name? Uh, the Allfather.
Odin?
Odin.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Yeah, he's kind of bunked up with him. And Kratos is trying to get to him to rescue him, and he's
Yeah, he's all
sitting here
worried.
trying
Yeah.
to he's all worried, and he's sitting here trying to like figure out how he's gonna beat Heimdall because he already knows everything that's gonna happen before it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that point so far is, and actually I should say I like that Freya has kind of turned from like just like being like just being full of rage, like just trying to like because I didn't get to that point on the original God of War where Kratos had to kill her son. So the game kind of spoiled another game for me. Thanks a lot.
The originals, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm I'm not worried about spoilers, but it is nice that she's kind of like calmed down and maybe like come to her senses a little bit about trying to avenge her son's death against Kratos. And I mean, they're working together now, and it in my gameplay, so
Yeah.
that's kind of nice, like story wise, because sometimes it's nice to see like characters that actually just kind of be a little bit rational rather than just be kind of like one dimensional. So I mean, I don't know if that's really the answer you're looking for, but
Character
it's
depth. I like it.
yeah, yeah. It's just I mean, because the story kind of has like a like couple like A, B, and C plots, so it's well, I don't know if they have a C plot, but there's an A and a B.
They have a D
definitely.
plot for sure.
And it,
How about you, Dave? What's something you
Mm.
really enjoyed from the game? Like the moment in a game that you really like were like, fuck, that's awesome.
I'm trying to remember it. I think it was the first level where Atreus is the bear and you're fighting him in the ice place. That was pretty cool. And
Mm.
then
Yeah,
there's
that was awesome.
the dead wolf, if I remember correctly. I remember that was pretty good. And then I kind of like the stuff when you're in Odin's lair under the house with the mask.
Yeah.
That bit I thought was pretty cool. But
Alright.
yeah, those were two bits that I enjoyed probably the best. So
Hmm.
John, how about you?
I think the Alfheim desert with the dark and light elves. I thought the desert was cool with the jellyfish,
Oh,
especially once
yeah.
you free
Oh yeah.
them and they
That was
combine.
cool.
I think
yeah, that was
seeing
pretty
the
cool.
Venrir or the swamp world where you see the wolves chase the sun and the moon.
Yeah, that was
And
the moment I was gonna choose was when you shoot the arrow at the sun or whatever, and the wolves change from day to
yeah.
light or day to night. It's super cool.
Cool.
So just those were kind of the moments that stuck out to me. Where I mean, very kind of similar to the snake in 2018 God of War, but I mean they didn't live up quite. They didn't live up to that moment when you find the world snake for the first time.
Right.
But there's remnants of that huge scale.
Gotcha. So for me, I'm kind of with Dave. That beginning part is so strong for me. Like I have actual like so yeah, you fight the bear, but your wolf dies. That was incredibly emotional to me. And then when you learn that the cubs are dead because the mother's dead, that was
Yes.
heartbreaking. So like there was never a point and that's in the first like hour, 2 hours of
Yeah,
the game.
pretty quick.
There's never a point in the game where I ever felt that emotion again. Like I actually
Yeah, I
felt
agree with you.
something, you know what I mean? I actually felt like, oh my god, holy shit. Like, oh, this game's gonna fucking hit hard.
Yeah.
It never
Mm.
happens again. There's never a point in the game where that guttural feeling exists. And I feel like that's where it fucks up. If Kratos had died, I probably would have like I felt like that's what the game was setting up.
Yeah.
And it never does. It never pays off. So my favorite and my least favorite are kind of in the same kind of thing because like I feel like that beginning the game sets up a game and I feel like, oh my god, I am in.
It sets up like it's going to be really
Like it's going to be emotional because like I'm
Yeah.
already emotional. Like I get losing the dog, I get losing, and I get the idea of like this is a hard life, and I'm like bought into this. So that's awesome. And so my next question is obviously, what was your least favorite? And I'll lead it off so I don't have to talk again. But like the idea that Kratos just goes on to like become a god, it's like no. So like that's my least favorite. So Jared, what's your least favorite?
A lot of just not events, but just a lot of the generic traversal through the environment. Because as David was commenting earlier, it's very, very, very linear. Like there's a few areas that you can explore abroad, but even then they're just like kind of wide open spaces with maybe a side quest or like an enemy that you have to destroy for a side quest in between.
Like, there's only
Something like
really
that.
one world. Like when you're doing the snow
Yeah.
dogs on the ice, like that area is pretty wide open. You can kind of,
Yeah.
but like there's no other real place you can really
Yeah.
explore.
Yeah, yeah, but I did before we left on to that. I did want to mention that bar fight scene was super rad with Thrud and Atreus and Thor. It was super rad and dynamic and really awesome scene that can't be missed. It's so awesome.
There's nothing like a great quick time
Yeah,
scene.
good bar scene. Yeah,
Quick
yeah,
time,
still,
quick time events are great. Jared
It
loves
was really yeah. It
Press
was awesome.
press X to bar fight. Nick to win. What did you? What was it now? Or what did you not like?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going on?
Yeah,
What did you
Yeah,
not
not
like?
Least
like-
favorite.
I guess just Boomer Kratos.
Boomer Kratos.
Boomer
Oh,
Kratos. That's awesome.
He's gonna force his will on things.
boy.
I mean, yeah,
He-
basically. Not a
He
great
graduated
attitude, I
from boy
suppose,
to
but
Atreus.
He's basically
so-
you, Nick
yeah.
to win. He's like of all the people
With
in
less
this room
hair.
right now, it's basically you're Boomer Kratos.
What? Okay, fair enough. Guess that's why Sophia ran away today.
See?
What?
She didn't run away. She's staying at somebody else's house tonight.
He's just being colorful.
Mm.
Dave-
Unlike Kratos, who's only one color.
he's yeah. How about
Well,
you, Dave?
no, he's two colors. He's
Oh.
very black and white.
I think
3
real
colors. He has red on him.
for me at least it was like we kind of touched on with the wolf and the cubs was I just didn't really connect with any of the characters particularly, and like even Kratos I just didn't care for the story particularly. It wasn't a bad story or anything, I just couldn't bring myself to really give a damn. So like I felt like I was on this epic quest but I kind of knew how it was going to end, and it was just kind of like going through the motions. And then similar thing to what Jared said, there's just a lot of needless traversal, in
That's an action adventure game. You have to do this.
Well, especially when you're trying to like complete some areas, you really have to keep going around and around and figure out your way around this cliff. Or oh shit, I needed to go around this way with the boat, or this way, and it's
they did do the glowy they did do
obvious.
the glowy bits. I don't know if those are on when you play it on the hard, but showing
Yeah.
the kind of where you can climb and where you can't.
How about you, John? What'd you really hate?
The YA young adult drama that happened in the
I
story.
love that.
I have no problem with that shit.
And that's just a preference. I don't care for that stuff. I don't. Yeah, I could
John,
care
as a
less
young adult,
about-
He was not invested
Teenage
in
love.
Atreus' story. arc.
actually, you know something I really hated in the game mechanically when you're fighting is the there's a one thing you fight with the Bifrost. There's like a bigger baddie, Bifrost baddie, that just always fucked up your shit. You couldn't attack them unless certain situations. Like you'd have to. I forget. So Nick's not there yet, but you guys should remember them. There's like a certain Bifrost character that you fight, and they just are invulnerable unless you do a certain thing.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
drove
Some of
me
those
nuts.
Bifrost guys suck. Yeah.
There's like a
Rings a
certain
bell.
one that is just fucking obnoxious. Like there's
Oh, is it
multiple.
the elemental?
The optional boss fight.
No,
Kind
there's
of.
like
Elemental
no,
mini
there's like
boss?
you go into certain areas and there's multiple Bifrost characters. There's like
Yeah.
a female lightweight. There's like a male lightweight, and there's like a male heavy, and he's just
Yeah.
obnoxious to deal with. And
Yeah.
and you get in certain arenas where there's like 6 of them, and you're trying to take care of one, and then you can't. He's just. I
think
did not
did-
like that character.
Yes.
I did
You
I know
have
the
to
one.
move around the environment a lot.
No, you have to constantly move, but then he's just like constantly invulnerable. Unless
Yeah,
you do a
I
certain...
know the one you mean, because it's like I came up against 3 of them.
Yeah.
And is it constant red ring attacks too?
Yes,
AoE
constantly.
stuff?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do to like his. Yeah, you can't block any of his shit. And
It's all parry and hope you don't get hit with the super hit that takes off your energy.
Anyway, it's just like you just get tired of it at a certain point. It's like I don't want to deal with this right now.
Very, very old school kind of battle stuff.
So what? Where do we rate it? Like how does the couch co-op rate this game?
Oh wait, what about the people who made it their game of the year? Would you change that now?
No,
Who made it their game of the year?
I think I did Elden Ring.
We Jared and I did Elden Ring, and these
I
other
think
guys
Nick
didn't
made
play.
it. Was it your game of the year, Nick?
No, Nick didn't play enough of it to make it his game of the year. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not eligible to vote.
And Dave definitely didn't.
No.
Yeah, so it wasn't a unanimous vote from the
Yeah,
couch.
this year I don't know what we chose this year. I don't know if we may had a unanimous vote. I think we just had I think Jared and I had Elden Ring, and then everyone else was just kind of a thing. So
I'd
Yeah,
have to
variety.
Go back and look. I don't
Variety
remember.
show.
variety.
Yeah, we're not.
Listen,
regular
if you haven't
media.
played fucking
We're
Elden
not
Ring,
playing all
you're
the
not
stuff.
fucking playing video. You're not a fucking gamer. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest. I spent
Dave,
like what?
signing off.
I spent like 30 hours in
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok. I spent 200 hours in Elden Ring. Like
Yeah.
that's a fucking video game.
Well, so certain games I'll buy disc because I know somebody might want to borrow it eventually. But like Elden Ring, I knew nobody would want to borrow that, so I bought it digitally. Same with Returnal. Like I knew none of my friends would want to play that, so I bought that digitally.
I just want to say that I bought Elden Ring before Jared,
yes.
and Jared was surprised. That's all.
The hype got me. It did.
But you haven't played a real video game until you played Elden Ring. So anyway,
And the DLC's coming out maybe this year.
doubtful.
Maybe
Doubtful.
It's
But
still
anyway,
early. Who
we're not
knows?
talking about. I love how Elden Ring is just taking over the God of War review.
Yeah, again. Yeah, but yeah, God of War. I'm still the same on it. I'd probably like to play through it someday, but I
haven't
just
played-
don't have
I haven't.
enough time to play through it again.
You know, Elden Ring was on my PS5 before God of War, and I put God of War on. Beat God of War. Elden Ring is still on my system. My Elden Ring has not left my system, and every once in a while I look at it, it's like, I'm gonna jump back in.
I would like to play through it again on PS5. I used the
should.
PS4 edition. I played the PS4 version on my PS5,
Let's do it, Jared.
so I could play it on my PS4.
We can just co-op it again. You can
Yeah,
start.
the cool thing is you can upload your character to the server, and I can start with my character. None of the trophies auto pop, so I'd have to go through the whole game
Yeah,
again.
I'm cool. I'm cool with helping you.
Yeah, okay. That sounds
Oh,
fun.
man. Oh
All
my
right.
god, that gives me a reason to play. You're talking
So
about.
Ian,
you're talking about playing the greatest game of all time.
internal, the hard drives for the PS5 are getting cheaper. I'm right on the edge of buying one
Oh, go for it.
for more
I
space,
have
so
so
all
many-
my
I have
kids'
s-
games can
I
fit
have
on
s-
with the
I
ones I
have-
want to play.
My drive is like half full, so like I don't really.
Mine is always full. I'm always deleting shit. My kids are like, "Where's this game?" I'm like, "I had to delete it. You girls haven't touched it in weeks."
When you have gigabit
Yeah.
internet, it just like it installs, it deletes, it installs, it's just
Yeah.
it's not important to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're supposed to be talking about God of War. All right, we're wrapping this up. God
Oh, we're
of War
not done with
Ragnarok.
it yet. I thought we were done with it.
Yeah.
Come on,
Do
wrap
you guys,
it. Wrap
do
it.
you guys care about us? Do you want to see a God of War 3, Jared?
I do.
Jared
I
does.
want to see where the story goes because you saw Thrud go off in her own direction. Atreus and Angerboda ran off in their own direction. Kratos is being like, "Oh, hey, I should be good and a good god." And I'm really interested to see what the hell happens there.
Nick to
Like,
win.
I think he would be backstory part of the game, and it would mostly be like Thrud Atreus kind
Nick
of
to
a
win.
storyline.
You haven't beat this game. Are you going to beat the third one?
If it comes out, I'm gonna give it a play.
Are
Especially
you gonna
if,
beat the first one?
yes. I need to go back and do. It's gonna suck
I hope
because I'm not
so.
gonna have the Blades of Chaos, but um,
Eventually.
Dave, would you even
no,
give it?
it was
Oh,
yeah.
Dave, would you even
No,
give a
sorry.
third one a playthrough, or are we just like you're done?
If it's the story Jared suggested, then I probably wouldn't. I'd be done. I'd just be
Yeah,
like,
I'm all about
I'd
that.
also need, to be quite honest, I'd also need it just to change up the mechanics, do something fresh with the gameplay, and I don't know what that would look like, but I don't. No, I'm not interested in playing a prettier, slightly different version of the last two games.
Gotcha. John,
Love this.
how do
Love
you
that
feel about?
story.
How do you feel? Would you play a third? Are you looking forward to a third?
I would definitely play Santa Monica's next game. So if they wanted to do a third, Atreus of War game, I would play that. But if they wanted to do a different, I think if the God of War series currently has really elevated and shown what Santa Monica can do with storytelling. I do think God of War 2 has one of the best stories, most engaging stories in recent memory for me in terms of pure storytelling, and you actually care and are interested, and these characters seem very lifelike and real. I'm more drawn to that.
So John brings up a interesting point. Like, yeah, I'm interested in playing Sony Santa Monica's next,
Yeah.
but if it's not as long as it's not a God of War game, I'm with Dave. I don't really care about this franchise. Like, I was into it for a moment, and I don't think I really give a shit. Like, it's funny. You look at Twitter and you look at the gaming landscape. You look at fucking Kind of Funny. Man, they just suck on that cock. And I know us as a podcast are Sony fanboys, but man, I could not give two shits about where this franchise goes. Like I barely gave a shit about where the second Horizon's going. I haven't even played. I am curious to play the second Horizon. I'm thinking I'm getting closer, so I'm gonna play it soon.
Yeah.
But man, I just don't give a shit about Kratos, man. Like, man, kill Kratos. That would
I
that
think
would
that's what
that
one
would
of the games should do.
That would have interested me, man. That would have made me fucking like that. I would have bought into that shit. But now you're just like sucking the teat on this long ass character. I was just like, I don't give a shit, man. You're just gonna like milk this fucking dude's balls, and it's like I don't care. I'm with Dave. Fuck God of War.
Turn him into a star constellation or something.
I'd rather play Halo
Okay.
at this point. Oh, that's a joke.
Onwards.
That's not true. That's not true. I
Yeah.
Kratos, I still suck a cock, dude. I have nothing for Master Chief. Anyway, all right.
It's not often you can play a game where you get to play Tony Death.
I mean, if you play Halo, you like there's not you get like through the first level and then like there's no more game. Anyway, boom. I don't know. Let's get some. Oh, we got to go to Lord Beerstro. He's got to wrap up what beer. Who won,
yes.
the Hop Venom or the
That's
Waldo?
The double or the triple?
The double or the triple? I think the triple won.
Triple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the triple
Oh
one.
man, Waldo reigns supreme.
Undefeated champion.
God, man.
Man,
Are you sick of
It-
drinking that shit yet?
is that when you move on and start a new
No, because he forgets
segment,
it
or
until
do you
next
keep
week.
doing Waldo?
Yeah. Well,
why
no,
why does the
'cause,
Waldo outpace the Venom?
I like I already prefaced it earlier. It's a little unfair, but I mean, even I noticed, like, even when I started the Waldo, that kind of like my tastes were a little bit off, so it tasted different than it had in previous weeks. But um, I mean, just overall, it was still a better beer over the Hop Venom.
Okay.
I mean, Hop Venom's not bad. I'd
So
like
the
to.
brewery owned by the big corporation was better than the independent brewer, is what you're saying?
So I'll have to see if Waldo's still in
Well-
Total Line.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, big
never
corporations
had
are
it.
going to make better beer than an independent brewer. 100%.
Yeah.
I get
yeah,
it.
they throw all their money at it. I mean, that's why 10 Barrel's going to win next week. Oh.
What's next
No,
week?
it's. I don't
No,
know.
not yet. What? So it's what? Go ahead.
No, it's Waldo. Waldo's continuing on. I was
Congratulations,
gonna try
Waldo.
Hop Venom. I really want to drink another Hop Venom when kind of things have kind of cleared up in my mouth. To see if it's still.
Are you saying that this could have been like like whatever you ate kind of affected the? Is that what you're saying? That like there was
Yeah,
some
absolutely.
like, oh my
Um,
god, you should have drank
so-
some
What
water
did you
then.
eat?
You should have like
Yeah.
drank some water and
I
swished
did.
Oh, you
I
did.
was swishing water. Yeah.
Brush your teeth.
I mean, I did what I. Well, I wasn't going to go that far.
Anyway,
I mean, I tried, but I mean, I still feel like even with a clean mouth, Hop Venom probably would have been still giving the L to Waldo.
you're a dirty
It just
mouth.
would have been a closer
You're
race.
just a
Yeah, I
dirty
know.
mouth.
Yeah, me and my dirty mouth.
What do you have any idea what
I don't know.
you're gonna send up against it next week, or we have to like live in like just like bated breath?
Live in bated breath. I will give an attempt to try and find some Notorious if it's available, but I think I kind of missed the boat on that already.
All right, all right.
Because
So,
I don't think Notorious is a year-round beer. If it is, great. But if anyway, if I find it, that'll probably be more of an equal matchup, if you will.
okay,
But
cool. All right.
yeah.
So that's what's
But that's
happening.
if I find it. If not, then you're gonna find a surprise jobber that's going up against
Good
it.
luck, Nick. Good luck.
I love my.
And eventually,
You know what I love?
eventually I'm gonna get
I love
tired
a
of this
surprise
shit.
jobber. There's nothing I love more than a surprise jobber.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
Sorry, it's a little wrestling term.
let's do some couch co-optionals, and let's go around the opposite way. John, do you have a couch co-optional this week?
Yes, as the most woke member on the
Woke?
podcast, I'm recommending The Bald and the Beautiful. It's done by two drag queens.
I've seen that pornography. It's great.
Trixie Mattel and Katia Zuma, and they're pretty hilarious.
It's a what?
It's they're two drag queens, and they have their podcast called The Bald and the
it's
Beautiful.
a podcast. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, podcast. Bald and the Beautiful, and that's available on everything. What do you listen to?
They have it on Spotify, and then they have their own
probably on
YouTube and
iTunes
all that
shit.
stuff.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
What do they talk
Google?
about? What kind of topics do they talk about?
Well, they talk a lot about like straight people, and then talk about like porn, cock balls, all that stuff, gay shit.
It's
fun.
dirty.
Dave will love it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what you'll call my bits after I've shaved them. The bald and the beautiful.
Dave, what do you have?
This is an oldie but a goodie. You've probably all seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you should watch Equilibrium with
Oh my God, Christian Bale.
Oh my god.
Christian Bale. Yeah, that's really fun movie.
Low
I
budget
enjoyed it.
Matrix.
Yes, yeah, it's got that very like 90s pointless techno going in, but the story.
John Bean still dies in it.
Yep. Way to spoil it, Nick.
Have we all seen it?
I'm sure
Yes.
everyone's.
Has
gotta
Jared seen
listen
it?
to that.
I don't recall.
Oh, Jared, you should watch Equilibrium. It's great.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
It's up there with Dark City and The
I
Crow.
think I've seen it free on some.
It's
one
like
of
Dark
the
City,
services.
Equilibrium, and The Crow. Those three movies are like you push them
Okay.
together and you have The Matrix.
Yeah, you've got like
I
90s
don't know if-
lead corn.
I like Equilibrium, but I don't know if I'd put it on that.
Oh, you don't think so? It's below Dark
That's
City.
hyping it up
and
quite a
Crow?
bit. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I haven't seen Dark City or the other, but I mean, I don't.
Oh,
You've never
I like
seen
it
The
all.
Crow or Dark City.
Oh man. Yeah,
No.
The Crow is so good.
But
Dark
it's
City was fine.
Dark
I
City
don't
is
know, there's
great.
just some-
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah, Dark
City's
City is
fine.
pretty good.
What?
Maybe I'd have to
I'm
rewatch
not.
it as
No,
an adult.
You're misunderstanding me. I'm not shitting on those two movies. I'm kind of shitting on Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. No, I get it. I get Equilibrium is a low. I get it. It's a low brow. It's like the low. It's like the lower
It's
step.
after the Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it's
after
a lower
that.
step. I get it.
It's
Okay.
kind of it's a sillier version
Yes,
of
100%.
some sort of post-apocalyptic.
Nick,
Yeah.
what do you have this week for the good of the order?
Brave it if you must. Go down to the Rose Festival. They canceled but didn't cancel the Oregon Brewers Festival. They've just kind of made it a part of that whole thing.
Mess.
Called it like a tap takeover. I will not be taking part in it, but if you are brave enough,
Yeah.
do
It's
it.
too
Report
busy.
back. And yes, too busy is probably the
Yeah.
friendliest way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm basically encouraging other people who aren't me to go down and take part in it.
Nick prefers something exclusive like the Canby Beer Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Absolutely.
small beer fests are great.
And that
Yeah,
film is
totally.
coming out. Like it's not like an episode. It's a film. Like I'm
Okay.
editing a film.
Well, and
Sweet.
It's
to
a
what
movie.
Jared said,
It's a movie.
there's
We're gonna submit it to
so-
some film festivals.
so I'm kind of like, I don't really like to deal with a lot of people, especially when we're standing in line for beers. And then, like, I've been to the Oregon Brewers Festival a couple of times, and then just seeing people like try to cut line with tickets and stuff. It's like, I don't want any part of that, but it also sucks when they just kind of move along and somebody up in front of you takes their tickets, like, and they just, it's basically a giant fuck you to everybody else in line. And it's just, I don't really want to deal with that. So these smaller beer festivals, like the one in Canby or the one we went to in Vancouver last year, where you maybe only had to deal with like one or two people online, those are
Yeah.
the kind of beer festivals I'm interested in. And I mean, so what if I pre-bought my tickets and we had to wait a couple of minutes to get in while a bunch of other people paid cash and passed us by? It was kind of nice to be able to actually go to the Canby one because I actually paid ahead of time and some people didn't. I mean, this
That's a whole
sounds very
story.
gay.
That's a whole film, and there's a whole story for that.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
mean,
Yeah.
You're gonna see
there's
it. You're gonna
that,
experience it as soon as I finish editing. It's like so much content.
Anyway,
I'll watch it.
So much
Yeah.
content.
Let's go.
So much.
So
Content.
that was just more backstory why I'm not going to go down to the waterfront to partake in this, but that doesn't mean that anybody else shouldn't. So
Yeah, they all should.
please go down, drink a bunch of beer, go jump on the
Bring money back to
Ferris wheel.
Portland.
Well, bring money back to Portland. Throw up on the wheel or the Ferris wheel or whatever. I don't know.
All right,
Just and then report back.
Jared. What do you got? You like eating something?
Well,
listening
No,
to something?
well, all this talk about Waldo makes me
Where is
remind
Waldo?
people that Where's Waldo is wonderful. Just go buy a Where's Waldo book. They're so fun. I have a couple on my shelf. And
Wow, what
Is
a
this
lazy,
Jared's
what a
library
lazy,
minute?
just fucking recommendation. Like Jared
Well,
has like
fine.
no
I
idea.
was
It's
also
like,
thinking,
oh,
don't
Waldo.
forget,
No.
you can use your Stadia controller with your PC games, wired or via Bluetooth.
Where's Waldo?
Or you can
Actually, I
use
will
your,
say that
PlayStation 4 controller.
That's true.
Or a 360
or
controller?
these shitty branded Xbox controllers.
Or a Steam controller.
Oh,
Yeah, which you got for free, didn't you?
Well, I got it from Dave, but yes.
yeah, I think I found it at Goodwill for like $5
Yeah.
and bought it. And
Yeah.
I wasn't using it, so I gave it to Ian.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
you got
I
the
was-
Stadia controller around, it's not completely useless. It's
Look at
one of the
I
most
just happen to
comfortable
have a Stadia
controllers
controller
out
right
there.
here. Look at that. I just happen to have one.
You can get it working, and it feels fucking great in your hands. It's
It is
such
a great
good controller.
It is a great controller, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utilize it. Ian,
What was I
what would
gonna
you
do?
recommend?
I just saw fucking John Wick 4. And
Oh, okay.
it's
Still
the
haven't
best.
seen 3.
It's the best. You know what? It's the best John Wick sequel. 2
Wow.
and 3, don't watch them. It's not
That's some
important.
praise.
I still don't understand why it's almost nearly 3 hours long. I don't understand
Wow.
that. I don't think it needs to be that long. But Donnie Yen, fucking awesome in the movie. A lot of cool stuff. I really enjoyed it, and they've already kind of teased that they want to make another one, but I wish this was just the last John Wick. I wish this was the end of the John Wick films, and like do offshoots. I'm cool with that. Do some offshoots, but like,
Those are happening, aren't they?
yeah, they are. But I'm okay with like John Wick not coming back. But
Yeah, let him go out on a high.
no. I mean, Lionsgate wants to milk that teat. So, but I really enjoyed this one. Of all the sequels they've had, this is by far the best one. So, I think the big, honestly, if you're like curious, if you've never experienced John Wick, watch the first movie and then don't watch anything. Like, don't,
Yeah.
But if you want to carry on, sure, watch them all. But I think it becomes like the sequels. This is the best sequel by far.
Cool.
Anyway, there you go. Awesome. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for listening. I remind you to leave feedback at thecouchcoopshow@gmail.com. That is a Gmail account. You can email us. You can tell us how awful I am and how awesome Jared, Nick, Dave, and John are. You can also
Or the opposite of that.
You can also send us emails and be pissed off at like, where the fuck is Aaron at? Why is Aaron never on the show?
Yeah, the Aaron the Fan
Fucking
Club.
Aaron.
Or what happened to Jason?
No one cares about Jason.
Yeah, he just kind of vanished and hasn't even contacted us. It's funny.
Well, he was just like trying to be on the show, but he was never, like we talked about it earlier in the pre-show. John was like, where's Jason at? It's like, well, Jason was never really on the show. He was just kind of, hey, I can make the
Filling
show.
in time.
He was just kind of like spending time. But like Jason's
Nice to hang out with him.
he's a
Well,
fluttery
last
butterfly. Like, he's like, oh, this is fun. And then something shiny happens and he's gone with the wind,
He's
What
a
happened
busy
to the
man.
banana guy? Where did he go?
Oh, Mappy Man? Well, he pissed me off and I kicked him off. But then I became friends with him again, and now we're cool, but I just don't want him on the show.
Why is there
No,
a drunk guy on?
I'd have
Get him
Scott.
off. We hate him.
I'd have Scott back on the show. I just don't want Scott on the show all the time because like Scott just wants to like rattle off stupid shit that I don't care about. I want Ryan to be on the show, and I'm okay if Ryan just sits here and says absolutely nothing, but he's just in the show anyway. I want to thank you all for joining me here on the couch. I want to thank Jared, Nick, Dave,
Why?
JPK. For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
And flood Ryan's theme
Stallions.
because we want to see Ryan Chaser or Ryan Chase.
I would like to see Ryan Chaser butt naked.
Ryan Chase who?
Yeah, flood his inbox wherever it is.